horizon for Blackpool.
Brilliant, Mark. Well, since we last met, and you raised a very, your big, fantastic idea, which is to bring a film studio infrastructure to Blackpool South, and all the wonderful ramifications of that. And you and I discussed that. You discussed the cultural war, which I'd like to come back to in a few minutes. But at the Blackpool Gazette, they actually reported on your idea, and then they held a hustings, and sadly, it seems as though there might have been a riot going on, and the police were called in the headlines, and that they also said that you've got this idea to bring a film studio, but you didn't explain how you would finance that.
Well, they never gave me a chance.
Right.
First of all, they never really gave me chance to explain how I plan to finance the whole idea, the project. But secondly, they also misquoted me in the Gazette as well. I think the day or two after, there was two different, the Lead and the Gazette both taking the hustings, and it was quite startling to see that the two reports, it was the exact same wording in both different reports, which that to me isn't journalism. You'd expect both papers to be able to report on the event in totally different ways, but they used exactly the same text in both different spreadsheets, so in broadsheets. So firstly, they misquoted me. Well, firstly, they didn't give me enough time to explain where the money would come from. Secondly, the Gazette really misquoted. We kind of although they reported it, they kind of poo-pooed the idea, as they would, and sort of disregarded it really. And so I was very disappointed. In fact, I've wrote a letter of complaint to both those two organisations. I'm just waiting to hear back, because what I'd like to do is get an opportunity to at least share my vision with them.
Well, I think to be honest, it was only fair, and they were sharing the hustings, weren't they? They'd actually put that on at this event at the cricket club. They'd actually put that on. But no, good for you. I mean, I think other people have made some phone calls as well to say this needs to be sorted out. What did that teach you about the press then? You've alluded to that, but Mark, what did that actually teach you about the press and how they're handling things?
It's a London narrative, everything. I mean, if that hustings was in London, there would have been probably 150 members of the press there. But because it was in Blackpool, I think we only had two members of the press. There was nobody from anywhere really reporting on it like normally you would have. What it did is it taught me a big lesson, really, that all they're looking for is sound bites. They just, and then they will misquote your sound bites to suit their narrative. It's almost like we're force fed up in the north, the London narrative. I'm sorry to say it, but we are. No wonder we are. No wonder we are, because everything's there. Right. We're suffering in the north, and the policies that they've got there obviously are. I mean, it's killing the north off.
So when you say, so here we are, I'm giving